Hello, welcome back to Holiday Greek. And today I have a story for you. In the past few days, we had more news, which were a little more difficult perhaps. And so I wanted to give you something easier, more lower level Greek. So now this is B1 mainly with some A2 elements of vocabulary. And it is a camping story. We had stories in the past. So here now we will see a camping story. So I will first read you the whole thing in Greek, and then we will go through the words. So please try to listen to the Greek first, try to make sense of it as well as you can, and then we will go and analyze it. And both at the end of this video and at the end of the article in my Substack, where you will find the address here, you will find quizzes. So at the end of this video is a quiz, and at the end of the article on Substack is also a different quiz. So if you want to have the maximum benefit from this, go subscribe to the Substack. Then you can read all these materials and you can do more quizzes. Okay, let's go. I will read you now in Greek. Το περασμένο Σαββατοκύριακο αποφασίσαμε να πάμε για κάμπινγκ στο βουνό. Φορτώσαμε τα σακίδια μας και ακολουθήσαμε ένα στενό μονοπάτι μέσα στο πυκνό δάσος. Μετά από μία ώρα περπάτημα, βρήκαμε το τέλειο μέρος δίπλα σε ένα μικρό ποτάμι. Αμέσως βγάλαμε τον εξοπλισμό μας, στήσαμε τη σκηνή και στρώσαμε τους ύπνοσάκους. Το απόγευμα εξερευνήσαμε την φύση. Ανεβήκαμε στον πιο ψηλό λόφο της περιοχής για να δούμε την θέα. Ο καθαρός αέρας και η ησυχία μας γέμισαν ενέργεια. Στο δρόμο της επιστροφής μαζέψαμε ξερά ξύλα για το βράδυ. Μόλις έπεσε ο ήλιος, ανάψαμε μία μικρή φωτιά, προσέχοντας πολύ το δάσος. Καθίσαμε γύρω από τη φωτιά, φάγαμε ζεστό φαγητό και ήπιαμε τσάι από το θερμός μας. Δεν είχαμε σήμα στα κινητά μας, αλλά δεν μας ένοιαζε καθόλου. Κοιτάξαμε ψηλά και είδαμε έναν ουρανό γεμάτο αστέρια, χωρίς τα φώτα της πόλης να τα κρύβουν. Σε αυτή την απόλυτη ηρεμία νιώσαμε αληθινά ελεύθεροι και έτοιμοι για νέες περιπέτειες. So I hope you could understand at least some of it. If not, it's also good because now I'm going to explain it to you. So let's go sentence by sentence. Το περασμένο Σαββατοκύριακο. Past weekend. Σαββατοκύριακο comes from Savato and Kyriaki together means weekend. Saturday, Sunday. Αποφασίσαμε, we decided, να πάμε, to go, για camping, for camping, στο βουνό, to the mountain. Βουνό is the mountain. Last weekend we decided to go camping in the mountain. You wouldn't say in the mountain if you're not a dwarf in Tolkien stories. You would say to the mountains or on the mountains. But in Greek, you would say στο βουνό, which can mean at the mountain or to the mountain. It can also mean in the mountain. Φορτώσαμε τα σακίδια μας. We loaded, φορτώσαμε. This is where fortigo comes from. The truck, the lorry, which is loaded with goods. Φορτώσαμε τα σακίδια μας. Σακίδια comes from sack. Also, you have it in English, right? A sack, which is a kind of a bag. And sakidio means a backpack. Φορτώσαμε τα σακίδια μας και ακολουθήσαμε and we followed. Ακολουθώ means to follow. You can follow a road, ακολουθώ το δρόμο. You can follow advice, ακολουθώ τις οδηγίες, to follow the instructions. And you can also follow a small path, a narrow path, which is what happens here. Και ακολουθήσαμε ένα στενό μονοπάτι. We followed a narrow, στενό μονοπάτι, path. Monopati is a nice word because it comes from mono, which means one or single, and pato means to step. So a monopati is a place where you can only go single step, means you cannot go side by side, right? This is why it's a monopati and it's a narrow path. Μέσα στο πυκνό δάσος. Inside, μέσα στο πυκνό. Πυκνό means dense, thick δάσος, forest. Μετά από μία ώρα περπάτημα, after 1 hour of walking, βρήκαμε το τέλειο μέρος. We found the perfect spot. Βρήκαμε, we found, βρίσκω means I find. Τέλειο means perfect. Telos also means the end, right, as opposed to the beginning, but it also means the end. In ancient Greek, particularly when you say telos, Aristotle uses this, it means the purpose of something, because the purpose is something that is revealed at the end of it, right? So to teliomeros is the perfect spot, the perfect place. Δίπλα, beside, σε ένα μικρό ποτάμι, to a small river. Αμέσως, immediately, βγάλαμε τον εξοπλισμό μας. We took out, βγάζω is to take out, is the opposite of βάζω, which is to put in. Βάζω και βγάζω, βγάλαμε, we took out from our backpacks, τον εξοπλισμό μας. Εξοπλισμός is the gear. This is exactly the same meaning, the same idea. You can have exoplismos gear for all kinds of things. You can have gear for going on an expedition. You can have, astronomy gear. You can have all sorts of gear. And so this is all exoplismos. Στήσαμε τη σκηνή. Now, σκηνή is the word for scene, actually, in English, but here it means the tent. You can use it in the sense of stage in the theater. There is, for example, an opera in Athens called the Lyriki Skini, but skini generally today means tent. So we pitched that tent. Stήσαμε τη skini. Stino means to put up something, to fasten it, to prop it up so that it stands, right? Και στρώσαμε τους υπνόσακους, and we laid out the sleeping bags. Strono means to put down a stroma. A stroma is a mattress. And strono is the verb you use for beds. Strono to κρεβάτι. Στρώσε το στρώμα σου για δυο is a famous song. So, στρώσαμε means we made our beds, but in this case, στρώσαμε όχι το κρεβάτι, but τους υπνόσακους, the sleeping bags. And again, you have the word hypnos, which is the sleep, and sakos, which is the sack, the sleeping sack, sleeping bag. Το απόγευμα, in the afternoon, εξερευνήσαμε. We explored nature, την φύση. Now, φύση is the word for nature. This is where physics comes from, and physica, and physicists, and physician. So all these are words in English that are based on the Greek word φύση, which is the nature. Ανεβήκαμε στον πιο ψηλό λόφο. We ascended. Ανεβαίνω means to go up. It does not mean to actually climb, not in the way of, like you imagine free climbing or something. It's not that. Ανεβαίνω just means going up. You can go up the stairs to the first floor, and then you're also ανεβαίνω. You can also use it in all sorts of little hills where you walk up a street. So it just means to go up. We went up στον πιο ψηλό λόφο, to the highest hill. Ψηλός means high, and λόφος is the hill. Στον πιο ψηλό λόφο της περιοχής, of this area. Περιοχή is the area. Για να δούμε, για να, in order to, δούμε, βλέπω, comes from βλέπω, which means to see, and this is an irregular verb. I have a list of irregular verbs somewhere. I have a video about them where you can find this also. Για να Δούμε means in order to see. Την there, and there is the view. Make sure you don't confuse this with Thea. Thea is the goddess. And also don't confuse it with Thea. Thea is your aunt. So it's not your Thea, it's not the Thea, it's the Thea, the view. Ο καθαρός αέρας, the clean air, καθαρός means clean, αέρας is the air, και η ησυχία and the quiet μας γέμισαν ενέργεια. They filled us up with energy. Γεμίζω is to fill up. Ενέργεια obviously is the energy. Στο δρόμο της επιστροφής, στο δρόμο, at the street, at the way, on the way, της επιστροφής. Επιστρέφω means to return, and this comes from strefo, strophe, which is the turn. So a strophe is the turn in the road. When you want to turn right or left on a street, you want to tell the taxi driver turn right, you say stρίψε, δεξιά, στρίψε, αριστερά. And strivo comes from strophe, and this is the same like epistrepho. Epistrepho means to turn around, to come back. So on the way back, στο δρόμο της επιστροφής. Μαζέψαμε. Μαζεύω means to collect, to gather. We gathered. Ξερά, ξύλα. Dry wood. Ξύλο is the wood. Ξερό means dry. Για το βράδυ, for the evening. Μόλις έπεσε ο ήλιος. When the sun fell down. Πέφτω means to fall down. So in this case, this is not so dramatic. The sun just goes down. But we use in Greek this expression, έπεσε ο ήλιος, means the sun fell down. So as soon as the sun went down, μόλις έπεσε ο ήλιος, ανάψαμε, we ignited, we lit, μία μικρή φωτιά, a small fire. Προσέχοντας πολύ το δάσος. Προσέχω means to be careful, to pay attention also. And προσέχοντας is this verb form where you say something happens while something else happens. So we turned on, we ignited this little fire while at the same time taking care, being careful, πολύ, very much, about το δάσος, the forest, taking care of the forest, being very careful of the forest. Καθίσαμε γύρω από τη φωτιά. Κάθομαι means I sit down. Καθίσαμε, we sat down. Γύρω, γύρω means around. Από τη φωτιά, of the fire. Φάγαμε, we ate. Comes from τρώω, to eat. Έφαγα, in the past form, I ate. Φάγαμε, we ate. Ζεστό φαγητό, warm food. Και ήπιαμε, and we drank, τσάι, tea, από το θερμός μας, from our thermos bottle. Δεν είχαμε σήμα. We did not have, then είχαμε. Σήμα, σήμα is the signal, the sign, but it is also a signal, and it is also a signal in the sense of mobile phones, where I have a signal or I don't have a signal. So δεν είχαμε σήμα, we had no signal, στα κινητά μας. Κινητό is the mobile, literally it means mobile, κίνηση is the movement or the traffic, and κινητό is the mobile. And phone you don't say, like in English, if I just say I didn't have signal on my mobile, that is good enough, right? So I don't need to say mobile phone. So in Greek you would not say κινητό τηλέφωνο, right? You would say just κινητό. So then είχαμε σήμα στα κινητά μας. We did not have signal on our mobiles, αλλά, but, δεν μας ένοιαζε. It did not concern us. We did not care at all. Καθόλου, καθόλου means at all. Κοιτάξαμε ψηλά, we looked up. Κοιτάζω means to look. Κοιτάξαμε, we looked. Ψηλά, high. We looked up high. Και είδαμε, and we saw, again we had this before, βλέπω, to see, and Either is the past form of that. It's irregular, like most of these common verbs in Greek, unfortunately. So kitaxime psila, we looked up ke idame, and we saw έναν ουρανό, a sky. Uranos is the sky, is an ancient god. Uranus, the god of the sky, and this is also where the planet Uranus gets its name from. But it means in modern Greek just the sky. Gemato, filled with asteria, stars. Asteri is the star. Χωρίς τα φώτα της πόλης, χωρίς, without, τα φώτα της πόλης, the lights of the city, να τα κρύβουν, to hide them. So without the city lights hiding them. We looked up and saw a sky full of stars without the city lights hiding them. Σε αυτήν, in this, απόλυτη, total, απόλυτος means total, ηρεμία. Ηρεμία is the quiet, the peaceful atmosphere in this absolute peace. Νιώσαμε, we felt. Νιώθω means to feel. You can say it also for bodily feelings. Νιώθω ζέστη, νιώθω κρύο. I feel hot or cold. But you can also say it for emotions. Νιώθω καλά, νιώθω άσχημα, νιώθω στεναχωρημένος, νιώθω χαρούμενος. So you can have all these different ways of feeling, bad or good or happy or unhappy. Νιώσαμε, we felt, αληθινά ελεύθεροι. Αλήθεια is the truth, αληθινά is truly, ελεύθερος means free. Ελευθερία is the freedom. And this is also part of the Greek national anthem, and for this we have another video where I explain the words, but one of the important parts of this is χαίρο, χαίρο, ελευθερία. Hello, freedom, ελευθερία. So we felt truly free, και έτοιμοι and ready. Έτοιμος means ready. Again, in every sense of ready, I'm ready to go out. Είμαι έτοιμος να βγω έξω. And we felt έτοιμοι, ready, για νέες περιπέτειες. For new περιπέτειες. And peripetia is the adventure. Okay, so this was the text. I hope this was good for you. If you want to hear again the Greek text now, just go back. You can just go back and listen to the beginning again to hear it once more. I think it's a good idea. And if you want to have this in writing with all the words, then please go to my Substack where you will find all of this with the words. Now, let's go and do a little quiz. I will ask you some words or some expressions in English and you translate them into Greek yourself. How do I say the equipment? The gear. Now say it aloud. It's good for you to hear it also when you say it. And I will say it now. Ο εξοπλισμός. Ο εξοπλισμός. How do you say the backpack? Stop the video here, pause it if you need more time to think. The backpack. Το σακίδιο. How do you say the tent? Η σκηνή. What is the fire in Greek? Η φωτιά. How do you say the dry wood? Τα ξερά ξύλα. Okay, now we want the difference between the mountain and the hill. What is a mountain and what is a hill in Greek? Το βουνό is the mountain and ο λόφος is the hill. How do you say the path or the trail, the narrow path? Το μονοπάτι. Το μονοπάτι. How is the river in Greek? Το ποτάμι. Το ποτάμι. And the sky. How do you say the sky? Ο ουρανός. Ο ουρανός. How do you say the view? Η θέα. Η θέα. How do you say the fresh or clean air? O katharos aeras. O katharos aeras. How do you say I go for camping? Πάω για camping. Πάω για camping. How do you say to light a fire or I am lighting a fire? Ανάβω φωτιά. Ανάβω φωτιά. Of course, in Greece you have to be very careful with this, especially in summer it's forbidden, right? Because everything is burning down. So ανάβω φωτιά is not a good idea. Not something you should be doing outside of, camping sites that have secure fireplaces. To gather wood, I am gathering wood. How do you say this in Greek? Μαζεύω ξύλα. Μαζεύω ξύλα. I follow the path. Ακολουθώ το μονοπάτι. Ακολουθώ το μονοπάτι. How do you say the sun goes down, the sun sets? Πέφτει ο ήλιος. Πέφτει ο ήλιος. How do you say I don't have cell phone reception, I don't have a signal? Δεν έχω σήμα. Δεν έχω σήμα. How would you say I don't care? Δεν με νοιάζει. Δεν με νοιάζει. There's also another way, which is a famous song, Δεν με μέλει. Δεν με μέλει. This is a little older. This is more like first half of the 20th century, but it's still used, it's still understandable. It has a little bit of a cuteness to it because of the song, which is very well known. And we will talk about the song in another video. And how do you say filling someone with energy? Γεμίζω ενέργεια. Γεμίζω ενέργεια. Okay, and now I hope you are filled with energy and you can go out, practice your new learned Greek, and we will meet again in the next video. Thank you and see you there. Bye-bye.